So, hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining. And I am Varusha from Inside Out, and I welcome you all to Introspect with Rhythm. And when we came up with Mind Quest, we were thinking, let's explore the different types of meditation that's there. And what comes to our mind when we say meditation? It's just a form to relieve anxiety and stress. So that, and it's also something that helps us to enhance our positive thinking. So that is also something that is scientifically supported. So there was a research in which they had found out the prefrontal cortex, that is the part of the brain that's responsible for happiness, is more active in people who meditate regularly. So, also, it is mostly affiliated with religious beliefs and spiritual journey. People say that only if you are religious, you should meditate, and there is a lot of myth associated with that. But that's not how it is. It's just a method to declutter your mind and to feel calm and all of that. So I've Caleb Spaulding here with me. Caleb, maybe you could show me your video. I can't see you.
Yeah, my video is on. Can you hear me? Can you
Yeah,
speak?
yeah, I can see you now. So hi, and thank you so much for joining us. And so I'll just introduce him. So a ve- he's a very sweet person. First of all, that is something that I wanted to say. And before his professional credentials. So he's a social entrepreneur, he's a percussionist, a storyteller who brings us 20 years of rhythm expertise to his work as an educator and facilitator. Also, we were very overwhelmed by the response that we got. We had so many questions for you. Okay, so there was one question that they were very intrigued by your work, the bravery. So if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, absolutely. So the Bravery is an organization that I started with a good friend of mine a couple of years ago. The purpose of which is to work with young men, teenage boys, to help them tap into their emotions, to learn more about um, emotional vulnerability and emotional bravery. And the idea is that, especially at least in America, where I'm from, we as men a lot of times are taught to suppress our emotions, and we have created the Bravery to help younger men unlearn that, essentially, to teach men that it's okay to share about our emotions, to be vulnerable, and to be emotionally brave.
Okay, that was very nice. And ideally, we say that meditation is silence and stillness. So we're gonna break that myth, and we're gonna see how rhythmic beats will result in meditation. So let's find out how that happens. So Caleb, over to you. I'll unmute myself and I'll turn off my video. And before that, Rucha, I want you to pin Caleb's video. And is Caleb very clear to everyone? Maybe we can take that check before we go into the magic that he's going to do. So I want everyone to have a wonderful experience. So can people respond in the chat, please? Okay,
Yes,
wonderful.
amazing.
Okay then. Okay then.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be with you all today. Um, I know it's a little later in the day for you, but it's the morning for me. So good morning to you all. Good afternoon to you all. Um, that was already touched on, I really appreciate the introduction. Really, what I want to explore for the next 30 minutes or so through this meditation is how we can use rhythm, the sound of a drum, to meditate, to go deeper into our hearts, to our breath, to our bodies, really. And so I'm going to take us all through a two-part exercise. The first chunk of it, the first 5 minutes or so, will be rhythmic breathing, which I'll go over with you all shortly. The second part of it is a guided meditation that will be primarily guided by the sound of the drum. I will be doing a little bit of talking through it, but really the teacher, the speaker, is going to be this drum right here. And my invitation to you is to really explore the edge of what you're feeling. So if you're feeling um, anxiety or a lot of energy or a lot of just like um, joy and lots of movement in your body, then I invite you to move around, um, to shake, to dance, to laugh, to cry, to scream, or perhaps for you the right thing to do would just be to sit silently and to listen and to meditate, and focus on breath. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. Again, my invitation is just to let yourself explore, and we'll go into a little bit more of that in a moment. Um, First and foremost, I want to go over this breathing exercise with you. So it's going to be a 4-part breath. It will be 4 sniffs in through the nose and 4 sniffs and 1 long sniff out, but also to the count of 4. So altogether, it will sound and look like this. So that will be the first 5 minutes or so, and I will be playing a rhythm along to that breath to help keep you anchored into that pattern. And what you might find during that piece of it, especially, is you might find a feeling of tingles in your fingers, your toes, or in your head, and that's totally normal. If you feel any discomfort, that's fine. You have full permission to go back to your normal breath at any time. Again, I will be here playing this beat for you to come back to the anchor, to the sound when you feel ready. So, before we dive into that, I'd like to do a check-in. I know there's a lot of us on the call, and so we can't all vocally check in. But my invitation right now is just to take a moment. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, I invite you to do so, and just get into a comfortable seat. And I want you just to ask yourself how you're feeling right now. Just ask, how am I feeling? And that can be physical, it can be emotional. Maybe you feel a headache, maybe you feel a dry mouth, maybe you're sweaty, maybe you're cold. So notice how you're feeling physically in your body. Just take a moment for that. You don't have to share it or anything. Just think about it to yourself, say it to yourself. And now I invite you to ask, how am I feeling emotionally? So maybe it is sad, maybe it's happy, maybe it's you're feeling love, gratitude, anxiety, fear, whatever the feeling is for you, and it can be more than one thing. Just notice that. Just notice how you're feeling right now. Give yourself a moment to connect to your body, to how you're feeling. It's an important first step in meditation and just being with yourself. And if you haven't already done so, I do invite you, if you are comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes and to let's take 3 big breaths in together as a group, just to really set the space, to ground the space, to get on the same page. Rhythm, really, the great thing about rhythm is it has this pattern to it, and it can keep us all tied in together with our breath and with our heartbeat. So we're going to be doing these things together, at the onset of the practice, so that we can really be in the same space together. So you can let your eyes gently close. Let's take a big breath in together through your nose, holding it in, release with a sigh. Another big breath, just like that, breathing in deep through the nose, holding it at the top, releasing with a sigh. One more big breath, breathing in deep through the nose, holding it, and releasing with a sigh. And with that, let's begin the 4-part breath again. 4 sniffs in, 1 long sniff out. Here we go. Sniff, 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 breathe out. 2, 3, 4, sniff, 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 breathe out. 2, 3, 4, sniff, 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 breathe out. 2, 3, 4. your mind starting to wander, try and bring it back with each breath in, connecting it deeper to the pulse of the drum, pulse of your heart. Take a big breath in, hold it at the top, and release it with a big sigh. And with your eyes remaining closed, I invite you to just connect to where you are right now emotionally and physically. Notice how you're feeling in your body. Notice how your emotions may have changed. Maybe you feel warmer, maybe you feel colder than you did when we started. With each breath in, see if you can connect a little bit deeper to that drum in the center of your chest, your heart that's beating day in and day out, giving you life. See if you can connect to the beat of your breath, to the rhythm of the blood circulating through your veins, and to the drum beat. And as the beat continues to increase, notice where in your body you feel the most active. Maybe you feel pulse in your legs or in your heart or in your stomach or in your arms, wherever it is for you. Just notice where you feel the most energized, the most activated. And I invite you to bring movement into your body if it feels comfortable. Maybe it's just tapping your foot slightly. Again, doing so with your eyes closed, doing so with intention and attention to being with yourself right now and exploring movement, exploring rhythm, and the rhythm that surrounds you in the room that you're in. Allow this to be a journey for you, a journey for your breath, a journey for your body, a journey for your mind. And if you feel distracted, if you feel judgment or stories coming in, breathe those out with every exhale. And with every inhale, breathe in curiosity. Breathe in courage, gratitude, breathe in love, and exploration. Notice as the drum has dropped out. Notice the silence around you. And in that silence, notice how there's still so much sound, so much rhythm still happening. In your heart, as it continues beating, in your breath, as you continue inhaling and exhaling. In the room around you, perhaps there's air and fans flowing. Perhaps you can hear traffic outside, neighbors and friends talking in the distance, birds and other animals outside. And notice how all of it uses together to wrap you in this rhythmic blanket, this space that we're in right now together, even though we're all sitting in different rooms around the world. Notice how the collective sounds that we're all hearing can connect to give us this shared experience, this shared rhythm and noise. And in these last couple of breaths that we take together, I want to invite you to breathe in love and gratitude for yourself, for being here today, for being able to make the time to be here, and to give yourself the gift of reflection and reflection and I also invite you to breathe in love and gratitude for the people in your life who helped make it possible for you to be here. Perhaps it's your friends or your family who taking care of kids and other loved ones, managing work, maybe while you're taking a break. Whoever made it help to make it possible for you to be here today, let's send them thanks and gratitude as well. And let's close our practice by taking one more big breath in together, breathing in deep through your nose, holding it at the top, releasing with a big sigh. And as you feel comfortable, allow yourself to open your eyes, to rejoin the space, to get comfortable. Take your time doing so. Give yourself a moment to take stock of your body and how you're feeling.
That was amazing. And if people, if you'd like to share and tell us how you feel, maybe you could put it in the chat box.
Yes, that would be amazing. I'd love to hear anything that anyone wants to share in the chat that came up for them, whether it was any emotional changes, anything that came up for them during meditation. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.
Someone says it's amazing. And anything that you guys feel emotionally, like what do you feel now? Do you feel relaxed or? Okay, someone says they rejuvenated. It was incredible. They felt it was magical and at peace. I think you could look at the comments. Can you do that?
Yes, I see them. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so many different beautiful comments.
I'm so happy to hear all this feedback. I'm happy that you all enjoyed it. I'm really grateful that you made the time to be here today.
If you guys would like to ask him anything, maybe you can put that as well.
love it. I came in with a headache and now it's gone. That's amazing.
That's beautiful.
Heaviness around the heart disappeared. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Wonderful.
If you do have any questions, I'd love to
Yes,
take the
I
last.
have a lot of
Yeah.
questions. I was wondering if they'd like to ask any. So I don't think we'll have a lot of time, so I'll just quickly ask you a few questions that many people had asked. Okay, so how do I practice meditation when I'm surrounded with people and they're very conscious and they feel that they need a specific place and time to meditate, and how to deal with that? They're asking how to channel creativity and have a peaceful mind amidst all chaos and crisis. That is one more question that has come.
Great. And there were kind of, I feel like, two questions in there, so I'll touch on them both. I think I think first and foremost, um, it can be tough to find the time and the space to meditate in a way like we just did, where we're like, we just took 20 minutes or so and really like went in. And I don't know if, since the cameras are off, I don't know if anyone had the chance to get up and move around or to shake or anything like that. Um, or maybe you're just still, but either way, I think it can be a lot to find time to do that. And I think what's important to remember is that since meditation is a practice, there are many different forms and iterations that it can take. And so, if you are in the middle of your office, for example, or somewhere outside where there are lots of people around, you might not be able to take a full 10, 15, 20 minutes to do it. But even just giving yourself a minute to not even close your eyes, you could keep your eyes open. You can meditate with your eyes open technically, but it's really about focusing on the breath and taking big breaths in and being intentional with how you are breathing, um, and taking the time to clear um, thoughts, and not necessarily get rid of thoughts because that's impossible, but to take a moment to not have to focus on what's in your head and to focus more on what's in your body. Um, One way that I like to do that is just a body scan. And what I mean by that is, okay, how am I feeling in my head right now? What does it feel like? Okay, how am I feeling in my shoulders? How am I feeling in my arms, in my torso, in my legs, etc. And doing that with breath. So breathing into the head and breathing out of the head, breathing into the arms, breathing out from the arms. Just giving your body a little bit of breath and intention is really, it goes a long, long way.
Okay.
And then the piece on creativity, I think that's such an amazing question, and I think I could talk about that for hours. Um, I feel just like meditation, creativity is a practice, and it's doing, just doing things is being creative. And um, I talk a lot with people, with friends, colleagues, about how there can be a lot of pressure for creativity to look a certain way, right? Where it's like, oh, I have to draw this beautiful thing, or I have to make this piece of music, or I have to write a poem or whatever. But there's a practice of creativity that has to come first, that has to come in tandem with whatever it is that you're making, of just practicing, whether it's just writing for 5 minutes every day, just writing anything that comes to mind, or just scribbling on a sheet of paper, doing anything is, I feel, a really important step in the practice of creativity.
That's amazing because I've tried writing and it really works. And so the people out there, if you'd like, maybe you can try that. And there was one more question that says sometimes meditation makes me more anxious than usual. Maybe it's because of the conscious thought that says you should not think about anything and stuff like that. So that is one question, and they're very concerned about being very anxious and how to deal with so much negativity, in especially during these times. So that is one more question that has come many times. What would you like to say about that?
I mean, that's a really, thank you. That's an awesome question, and I think that there's so many different ways to approach that. One of the things that I want to share, um, and this I mentioned at the beginning about the bravery and what I'm doing with the bravery. One of the things that we practice with that is, um, allowing any kind of emotion to come up, whether positive or negative. And I hesitate to even say negative because all of our emotions, we are normal as human beings. It's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to feel sad and to feel angry and to feel scared and happy and joyful and celebratory, and grateful. It's okay to feel that whole array of emotions. And I think that there are some times where, and I experience this too, where I will meditate or I will do a writing practice or I'll do something with the intention of ridding myself of anxiety or being more calm, and I'll come out of it feeling maybe more anxious or just as anxious as when I went in. And I think an important thing to remember is that we don't want to solve it. We don't want to like get rid of an emotion. I think what's important is to acknowledge that we have the emotion and to be able to sit with that and just know that we can take care of ourselves. And so with that, I think that there is a practice in cultivating cultivating a practice on how do I take care of my emotions? How do I take care of myself in any given moment? And so to speak for myself, when I find myself feeling a lot of anxiety, even if it's after a meditation or something like a meditation, I find that movement is what I really need to express myself through movement. So a lot of times that's drumming for me, or like just shaking my body out, or going for a run, or doing jumping jacks, just jumping up and down. Because I find that whatever that anxious energy is, that anxious emotion is that I'm feeling, I just need to move it around my body and get connected again to my heart, to my breath. And even in the question, you mentioned something, especially during this time when there is so much uncertainty, and it is really easy to get in our heads and to get really lost in thought. And sometimes when we are meditating, it's easy to go back into our heads, and that's okay. I think the ultimate thing that you want to really try and connect to and remember is that um, with breath, we can really return to our body. And that's what's so great about why I really like doing this practice with the drum, because it has a pattern to it. And I think if you can do anything with a pattern rhythmically, whether it's like clapping to a beat or running is another great example because it's very patterned, then that allows us to get out of our heads and get more into our body.
Okay, that was amazing, and thank you so much. And I'd really like to talk, for so long, but then because of time constraints, thank you so much, Caleb, for joining us. And I think we can put his information in the chat. Maybe we can give his website. Rusa, can you do that?
That would be great. Yeah, I'd love to. If anyone has any follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Would love to be happy to share with any of my other work with you and to remain in touch.
That's great. I will share the website with our members and to all the participants. Maybe we've sent them a feedback form. So guys, please fill it, and we'll send the email. We'll send the website of Caleb. And Caleb, again, thank you so much for accepting. I really did, and I hope everyone else liked it too. And thank you so much, and have a great day, and be safe.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure. I really enjoyed being here with you all. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.